How you guys doing tonight? Happy that you guys still stayed around. It's a long night. Times are hard, economy's bad. Unemployment is sky high. Even I'm trying to revamp my resume. My cousin and she's helping me. And the first sentence is very hard. The objective. I'm trying to find that perfect sentence, seeking employment that will help me pursue my goals as a program, such and such. Where in the meantime, I really wanted to say, seeking a position that'll help me pay my bills, keep the rent, and keep PSEG off my ass. That's what I really want to put, but that won't get the job. That's how they do. And I don't know if you realize, but everybody's desperate, even in rap, and I love rap. But you have grown-ass men still pursuing hip-hop careers. And it's pretty sad because you don't want to tell anybody to stop their dreams. But if you're trying to pursue rap after 30, kill yourself. Because there's no reason to keep going. I'm sorry, that is the one profession where you just need to stop. Okay? Look at Rick Ross as an example. The reality is that's the one profession where you just can't. You need to be writing or producing after that point. You have, like I said, Rick Ross, he's white in the pot, pork on the fork, ice in the cup, carpet on the ground, mic in my hand, like it a lot. Like, he's just saying nothing. He's saying nothing. He even resurrected Tupac, okay? I didn't even know Tupac was Machiavelli and now he's resurrected. That's how crazy times are now. And it's just like, I don't even consider it Maybach music. I consider it Maylocks music. Because it's making me sick to my stomach, all right? I need a change in this. What happened to becoming a basketball player? At least then you had goals, you could go to college and fall back on something else, Exactly. Hip-hop, what are you going to fall back on? Your 45 and your AK? You really should be pursuing a 401k. That's how they do, People are desperate. There was a kindergarten teacher of 25 years who was arrested for selling drugs and having guns in the class.
Wait,
They
what?
found her stash. She was pulled over on the highway after class with her partner, because every day after class she was hustling. Every day she's hustling. And I'm thinking, what did she do in the kindergarten class during that time? Was she whispering to the kids, like, how to count young money, baby? What is she doing? And when they pulled her over, they found meth, Glocks, and throwing knives. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening to society? It's just crazy. People are just losing their mind. Everybody has a hustle. 25 years as a teacher. Can you believe it? It's sad. And common sense, you would think, but common sense is not common. If you guys ever notice, I have a relative. He had a girlfriend who dived into the clearly marked shallow end of the pool. And my thing was, there were so many clues. There were kids only in that section, You could still see your feet in that section. It was like obvious. Like, how did she miss it? And she wondered why she suffered a concussion. This is the same chick that tried to light a cigarette in front of a blowing fan. All right? And frustrated because nothing's happening. It's scary. I had a coworker who dropped her phone in the toilet, and I don't know if you ever heard of this, but if you sit in a cup of rice, it's supposed to absorb, right? And she heard this too. But what did she do during her lunch break?
She cooked it.
She was desperate, needed her phone. She's like, I can't buy another phone. I just can't replace the phone right now. It's just too expensive. So under desperate measures, she's like, I'll be right back. So I'm eating lunch, reading my magazine, whatever, and she comes back with a corn muffin. And I'm like, okay, I thought she wanted a snack. Little did I know, she proceeded to break her phone down. And as I'm watching her, The next thing, you wouldn't believe, but she did. She proceeded to crumble the corn muffin over her phone as to absorb the water. And I'm just like, I know bread, yeast absorbs, I'm thinking, trying to get on the dumb level. And I'm just like, but corn muffin? And she's really crumbling it. And I'm just like, honey, that's not going to bring the phone back, Common sense is not common. She argued with me about Elmo. She's like, I found out that Elmo was played by a black character. And so she's like, no, Elmo's red and fuzzy. And I was like, wow. Okay. So what you're trying to tell me is that you think Elmo and Big Bird and Oscar and all of them, have apartments, they have subsidized income, they have a loft somewhere, they take cabs to Muppet shows. I mean, do you think this is really happening? But that's how they do. People are desperate. I had a cousin cut off all his hair. He had dreads. He cut them all off, and what did he do? 2 years later, he found you can put them back in. So I'm just like, okay. But the weird part is when they sewed them back in, they looked fake this time. And I'm just thinking maybe that's because you shouldn't strategically place dreads back in your head, It just, no man, it doesn't work. You can't do that. And the sad part was after all of that, the next week he shaved his head back off. I was just like, what was the point? But then again, that's how they do. And guys, please tell me, is this racist of me to talk back to people in their accent? Like if I'm around a group of Jamaicans, I'm like, hey man, what good, I read, I talk like that. If I'm around a Spanish group of people, I'm like, hola, ¿cómo está? Bien, tú? If I'm at a sushi restaurant, I'm like, yes, thank you. I'm around my English friends, I'm like, what is the blood is going on? Is that racist? I don't know. I'm just trying to fit in. Alright? That's just me trying to fit in. Alright? Speaking of racists, before I go, guys, I have a black man, white man, Chinese man, and Mexican joke for you guys. And it goes like this. There was this white guy trying to build a house, and on the land he was trying to build the house was another house. So he hired a black guy to tear down the house, he hired a Mexican guy to clean up the mess, and he hired a Chinese guy for the supplies. So the next day came around and the black man showed up and he tore down the house. Later on in the afternoon, the Mexican man came and he cleaned up the mess. But when it came down to the Chinese guy, he was nowhere to be found. So the white guy goes up to the Mexican guy and he's like, man, have you seen the Chinese guy? And the Mexican guy's like, yo, Bones, no, yo no sé, Holmes, I don't see him, man. Maybe you need to check it out, man, So the white guy goes to the lot and he's looking around and he doesn't see the Chinese guy anywhere. When out of nowhere, out jumps the Chinese guy and he's like, surprise!